Hello, welcome back. This is our reading for Tuesday, March 18th, 2025, of course. And I'm using the Light Seers Tarot again. So let's see, what is it that we need to know for today? What would be the most helpful? How do we best use the energy today? Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords for the morning, Seven of Cups, ooh, and the Death Rebirth card. Wow. Okay, so changes coming. Big changes are coming, which can be actually really good. So this is amazing. The eights tend to have the genius of the card. Now, when it comes to the Eight of Swords, this is my card for going within, looking in the mirror, seeing where we might be spinning in or held by both, because, whatever we're held by, we're usually spinning in a vicious circle of a false belief or several false beliefs. Because of swords, they're the realm of the mind, and then we communicate based on what we believe or what we're thinking. And when we have the Eight of Swords come in, we're feeling a little restrained by something. We're feeling a little isolated. I call it my card for my own self-imposed prison based on my beliefs. So if you're feeling a little restricted, it's helpful to, and that's why I love the artwork in this card, because there's the realization that you always have to look in the mirror. Now sometimes, so basically look in the mirror to figure out, like, okay, how am I creating this? What's going on? Now sometimes, like with the deeper esoteric meaning of this card, it has to do with going through an intentional restriction. Like you decide, you know what, I'm taking 2 or 3 days off, or I'm taking a week off, or I'm going on a sabbatical, and I'm going to get deep inside and figure out what in the heck is causing this challenge in my life that I've been enduring for maybe months or years, and you really want to get to the core. And so, the whole suit of swords is not easy, but it's all about the mental realm. So that means that we can make changes based on our decisions, based on, well, first we have to get really clear. It's about getting clear with what's going on, right? And, the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords both have blindfolds. So the Two of Swords to me is all about not getting distracted, and you have to go in and get clear on what you're really feeling. And then we go through the Three of Swords. There's betrayal. Well, are we betraying ourselves? Then we hit the Four of Swords. Oh boy, I think I need to rest up before I go any further. And maybe you have been betrayed. Maybe there's been even, big betrayals, big words, big rejections, big, things coming from the outside, and you really do have to rest and recuperate. That's what the Four of Swords is about. You hit the Five of Swords, and you're in you're in that deep inner conflict of not really being in union with yourself, and instead it's all about winner versus loser. It's very, very dualistic. And then Six of Swords, maybe you get out of that and you move to calmer waters. Seven of Swords, there's still something amiss going on, personally. Like something is still stealing your energy and your attention, basically, if not literally stealing other things from you. And then we hit the Eight of Swords. By that time, we really, really have to look within. And whatever we find, we're going to go through, like that Nine of Swords. That's why the Nine of Swords is often the dark night of the soul, right? And that's fine because, here, let's look at the regular. Here we are. We can look at it this way, just because I have this deck right here. So Ace of Swords is a new idea, a new beginning. It's just a start, okay? Maybe some divine inspiration. Two of Swords, again, you've got the blindfold on, you're at a crossroads, you really have to get clear with what's going on inside of you before you make a decision, okay? And it should be a balanced decision because it's the moon in Libra with this card. Three of Swords, you don't want to betray yourself. You maybe don't really want to listen to what other people have to say because it's your decision, yours alone, right? This is your idea, your decision. Don't betray yourself. If you've been betrayed, you're going to have to rest. You need to rest and meditate anyway. We should all be meditating every day anyway, okay? Five of Swords is that deepest inner conflict that, like I said, winner or loser kind of a thing. Well, you never get to a peaceful place if you're involved in something like that. Six of Swords, you get away from it. Seven of Swords, you're tempted to come back to it because there's still a couple things left, couple false beliefs to figure out. Eight of Swords, you're stuck. You got to look at those false beliefs, and maybe it's a self-initiation to get, like a shamanic journey or the meditation to go deeper and deeper, and then you figure out what it is with the dark night of the soul. You go through it, and then you are done. You are so done. And there's nothing but the light to come up afterwards, right? So that's pretty much how it goes when we're talking the sword, the suit of swords. So there you go. Seven of Cups brings in all those new, and this is the theme for the day, all those new choices. Now, most of all the choices they're based in fantasy and illusion as to bringing you happiness, right? Because it's not about being sexy. It's not about having, climbing that ladder to success and having, actually, you know what? This is one of those cards where the other one is better. I'll find it. There we are. Okay. No. Okay. So here it's so much easier to understand. We've got the wealth, the riches. We have the fame and the glory. The glory. Glory should just be for flowers. Humans don't need... What about just being utterly human? How about that? How about we don't need to be superior to anybody else, right? I mean, we've got the dragon of going after the power, going after the fame and the glory, going after all the money and the riches and the big house and blah, 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 the sexiness and, oh, you got to see me, or who's this person I really want? Like what? How about wanting yourself? None of that. That's all smoke and mirrors. None of that will get you to that happy place. To get to the happy place, you have to go under that veil of all this illusion and come back to yourself. That's why there's so much genius in this Seven of Cups. Okay, so that's what it's all about. And to do that and get to that place of who you truly are, first of all, you have to unravel all those false beliefs, right? And figure out why you've made the choices you've made. That's a really cool thing to meditate on, is why you're motivated for certain things. And figure it out. Because not everything you're motivated for, what motivates us is not always going to lead us to happiness. But the Death Rebirth card is that place where we are surrendering a part of our ego, or we're going through a lot of times like an ego death. It's really just a fragment of our ego. Our true ego is, the healthy ego is strong, and with that strength, we know that we have to surrender our ego into the service of our higher self. So that when I say ego, I'm thinking your mind, the way you think, the way you make choices, and those big decisions that you make, whether you wait, whether you're in peace, whether you go, oh no, it's time to go for it, it's feel the fear and do it anyway. But you got to stay in that peaceful, balanced place, right? Because remember, Justice card came before this one, and then that's, here we go. I just can't get away from it, can I? There's something about divine order going on. Here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so in the order, in the order of the majors, we'd have Justice, the Hangman, and then Death, Rebirth. So if we're balanced, if we're very, very balanced within, then we can surrender. We can literally surrender our ego to our higher self. That's why this card's ruled by Neptune, this card's ruled by Venus, Libra. And then we get to the Scorpio, Death, Rebirth. The death is really just surrendering a part, like an egoic, yeah, that's a better way to say it, an egoic fragment of who you think you need to be in order to have love, connection, approval, achievement, blah, 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 all that stuff that is really just can be a trap, right? And the beauty in the artwork with this card is he's really thinking. He's really taking his time to think about, okay, if I go this way, what will it bring me? If I go this way, where is the pure flow? Which is the way to go? And I love the rebirth here with the bat. So it's a heightened. I have to read about it in her little book, but I never have. It's a heightened experience of the Seven of Cups, I'm sure. So the power of choice. But to go through I don't even know the right way to say this. To experience, I've experienced it before, but it's hard to really speak it. It is a dark night of the soul. You are letting go of something that isn't really you in the first place. And it was just something you attached a lot of energy and life force to in order to work your way out of it. But when you go through it, this is that place where, love is infinite and fear is finite. So if you have the courage to let go of the fear and just go through a death of a part of your mind that has been controlling and organizing your reality, creating your reality, you're the one that can go, hey, I created it, so I can let it go. And then you have this big unknown. But most people don't like the unknown. Most people are afraid of change. So pat yourself on the back for every time you didn't know how you were going to get to where you were going, but you were going for it anyway. Going for those big changes in your life, those big soul changes that literally changed the trajectory of your life, the direction of your life. Okay, so here's the astrology for today. 5 a.m., March 18th. The moon is at 14 degrees of Scorpio. So remember, it takes 2 hours to go 1 degree. So it's going to be pretty good chunk of the day where we're in that phase of learning lessons. And whoa, Nelly, look at all these detours, right? Or whoa, Nettie. I have a dear loved one out there named Nettie. So these sesquisquares here, sesquisquadrate or sesquisquare, either way you want to say it. Either way, it's 135 degrees, and they bring in a disruption to plans, probably why we had the Death Rebirth card. Disruptions to plans and detours are hallmarks. So it's possibly something politically coming from the public, because the moon rules the public. The public is wanting to have more control over their finances. They're worried about tariffs, and they're worried about a recession. And we have an imbecile and the richest man on earth who's even dumber. We have Dumb and Dumber in the White House thinking that they know how to run things, and then we have all these gullible cult members over here who I'm thinking are going to have to make some detours because they're going to wake up and smell the cat box at some point and go, "Oh my goodness, we've been victimized. We've been bamboozled. Look at the sun is only 1 degree away from Neptune." So some people are going to just pull the wool over the covers over their head. Some people are not going to, hold on. Some people are not going to look in the mirror. Some people are going to make the wrong choices. But it's okay, because we'll just keep coming back around and rebirthing those pieces of our ego that need to get into alignment with our higher selves. So, yeah. There's also a grand water trine. Check that out. Look at that. So the moon trining Mars, things are going to go really fast today. Really fast. And the energy is coming from your emotional, the strength of digging your heels in, and no matter what, you're going to take care of yourself, and you've got the power and the energy to do it, and it's you and your family, you and your loved ones, or maybe it's just you on your own and your family has screwed you over so many times you're going the other way, right? It's possible. And then with the square to Saturn, there is a wall. There's a wall of reality. And the test here, because Saturn always is a test, the test here is to go towards the direction that brings growth and safety and security, and you had better trust all of your psychic, intuitive powers, because that's what Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are all about. Really, really trust your feelings. Maybe that's another reason we had this Seven of Cups card. This is our Venus and Scorpio card here. Yeah. So that's incredible. And as the hours go by, it's going to tighten even stronger over here and tighten up the trine over on this side to Saturn. So today's a big day. Today's a really big day. Now we also have the approaching opposition from Saturn to the South Node. So there we are with the checks, and checks on government based on facts that are coming out from the past. Okay? Remember, South Node, past. South Node equals the past. In Virgo, it's facts. And how did we get here? Making useful information come out is one of those hallmarks of Saturn in Pisces. So people are going to wake up more and more and more as the days go by. We also have an even tighter double square from Mars. Again, Mars wanting to go in the direction of safety, security, food safety, farmers needing safety, all of that. And connecting over here to Chiron and Eris, which is like asking that question, how do I become more independent? Right? And there's a lot of strength with women, coming together with women. Right? Now, also, there's an inconjunct between the moon. This is exact. An inconjunct is a 0 to 3 degree orb. It's exact at 5 a.m. This is adjustments that happen. Something with the public, something financial. It could be very well be that the stock market drops even further. And And then people are, because we're still in that FERC around and find out phase of Jupiter and Gemini, right? 14 degrees here, 14 degrees here. We are in the learning lessons phase. What are we going to learn about? Financial issues. What are we going to think about? Oh, crap, right? So it's like, do I leave my money in? I'm not in the stock market, by the way, but if I were, it would be like, you'd be asking yourself, and you know, I don't know the reason I'm not in the stock market, because it's really, really hard to do the work to figure out which companies are, because they're publicly traded, right? But are they in integrity? I don't want to invest in Coca-Cola or, you know, all these other, never mind. I won't go there. But to me, it's about integrity and what I invest in. It's hard enough that you can't hardly get away from Amazon. I'm still trying, but dang, that's hard, especially when they don't have, the companies that are selling there don't have their marketplace anywhere else. They don't have their own website. It's all entirely on Amazon. But I keep trying. I keep going to Costco. So anyway, here we have, with this in conjunct, like I said, financial issues. We're learning about it. More people are learning about it. And the decision is, do you leave your money in and see how long it takes to get it back? It could be years, but you know what? Hey, right? If you have really good stock, then, or very valuable stock in certain companies, you're not going to want to just sell that off because you've already lost a bunch, and, you know, the stock market is never going to go away. That's the thing. So, but can you hold out? Because you're not going to get the dividends, you're not going to get the payouts that you thought were coming, right? You're going to be set back maybe 6 or 7 years. And so you're going to have to wait. But we've got recession energy here. With my goodness, from Ceres being the ruler of grief and loss, and with Pisces being victimized on a wide scale, and that square to Jupiter, it's big. This is big. So I want you guys to be careful, but I would just say it's not a good time to invest in real estate would be great. Stock market, no. And maybe this is information coming out about the abuse of Trump, and I don't know if he's done it yet, but what he wants to do is use government money, so our taxpayer money, to buy Bitcoin. Money to buy Bitcoin. Just think about that. It's not real money. You just get more digital dollars. It's not real. You can't really buy anything with it, can you? I mean, educate me here if I'm wrong. But if you're just a big old Bitcoin trader and you're part of this cult over here, take your comments somewhere else. Because if you're using cash to buy digital currency, that doesn't make sense to me. Maybe that's what's going to be crashing. Yeah. So if you have a bunch of Bitcoin, I would say, if you have a whole bunch of Bitcoin and you already did pay cash for it, just save it, or trade it if you want, get rid of it if you want, if you can get cash out of it. But I just wouldn't buy any more right now because the market's too volatile with cash and dollars. I mean, cash and digital. Dollars, digital and dollars. Real dollars and digital dollars. So there's that. Do I even have anything else to... You know what? Let's do this just so I don't miss something that matters. Let's go to the tight orb. Yeah, that's what I thought I could see under here. The little semi-sextiles I'm not going to bother with, but this semi-square here from Ceres over to Eris, that is the courage to protect best you can so that you don't have grief grief and separation later. I guess I did already cover that. Mercury, with a semi-square to Uranus, yeah, Mercury rules transactions, Venus rules money. I think I did already say everything here because Uranus is, it could be shocking. Venus rules Taurus and Libra, but Taurus, Venus, money. The semi-square brings indecision and friction. So think things through. That's why we have the cards that we have for today. It's all about thinking things through. Right? Thinking things through. And then going in the direction that would give you the most power. Because the death rebirth card is ruled by Scorpio. So we're talking back to the Scorpio moon and power. Okay, that's all I have. Thanks, you guys. Bye.